science major here at Morgan State, and I'm the logistics team for the site.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Addison. I am a marketing contributor to this, and I'm a first-year MBA student.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dimitri Wassad. I'm a senior finance major at Morgan State, and I also helped out on the marketing team.
Hello everyone, my name is Arabia Woodrow. I am a sophomore computer science major at Morgan State University, and I help with the marketing and logistics team.
Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Guy. I'm a senior computer science major and I help with the tech team.
Hi everyone, my name is Tim Takwajibala, second year MBA student, and I'm the team lead.
The boss.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmad Conte. I'm a senior here at the illustrious Morgan State University, majoring in information systems, and I serve as the tech lead. Excited to see what you guys make today.
Hi everyone, my name is Edwin Woludemi. I'm a junior computer science major and I was on the communications team.
Hi y'all, my name is Gus Heritage. I am a freshman computer major at Morgan State University, and I led the registration team and I joined the tech team too. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Oluwadara Dina. I am a junior computer science major at Morgan State University. So I was the transportation coordinator. I also worked on logistics and sponsorships.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Zuberi. I'm a second year business administration major at Morgan State University, and I led the sponsorship team.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica. I'm a computer science and biology double major. I'm a junior, and I worked on the logistics team.
Hello everyone, my name is Oluwaseun Sajari. I'm a freshman mechatronics engineering, and I'm the project manager and media assistant.
Hi everyone, my name is Opeyemi Adeniro. I'm second year in Masters in Advanced Computing, and I head the platforms.
Okay, so now we're going to take a trip down memory lane to let you guys know how MorganHacks came about. Okay, so I'm going to pass it down to our team lead. We're going to give you guys a little story time. So relax.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone for coming. I want to say thank you to God for this new year and believe that this possible started in the heart of God and put in our hearts. And also I want to say thank you to, our distinguished dignitaries. General, thank you so much for coming, for making our time. I know you're very busy. You together with your colleagues, thank you. We don't take it for granted. So I want to thank all our speakers. Amber is here. Amber sacrifices a lot for us, and we really celebrate you. Thank you so much, Amber. Bianca is also here. Thank you so much, Bianca. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for inspiring us all, and we don't take your presence here for granted. My President Wilson is not here. Huge supporter, huge fan of everything that we are doing. And we also want to say thank you to him. And even Dr. Bill. I called Dr. Bill late in the night, and we don't take it for granted, Dr. Bill. Thank you so much. And can we give ourselves a round of applause? But finally, I want you to please give a round of applause to this team. Please, can you celebrate? We're going to go down memory lane. There are many times we're on the call. There are times we are stepping on one another's toes. I remember last week, I had to be in California and then take a meeting with them. And somebody had angered me or offended me that day. I won't tell you first. So I was surprised. I didn't even know she was going to be able to join the meeting because she pissed me off and I got punched. So I didn't know she would join. So I was just there sharing with the team that, you see, it's one way to the event. Emotions are high. Look at the intention or the heart of the person beyond the delivery. So just be ready to forgive. I never knew she was on the call. And then when I saw she was on the call, I was like, okay, I think I need to take my advice first. And then I sent her a text and I was like, I'm sorry that I went up like that. You should see me say my heart. But I want to give you a sneak peek into how it all came about. I believe what we are doing here is very, very profound. I'm able to also use the word prophetic. I believe the young people are the future of the world. We represent the possibilities that our parents, our elders, our mentors might hope for but might not be able to experience. So we are that future that we desire, and it's in our hands. Whatsoever we do with it now, the time is what the future of the world will be. So it all started as an NSC fellow, TNT as an NSC fellow. One of the things we expected to do is a capstone project, and then we were meant to pitch that capstone project for up to $10,000 in terms of funding. So I've been thinking about what to do. I remember that day I was doing my morning prayers and just meditating, and I heard God say to me, do a hackathon. To be very honest, I was talking to God about something else. I felt, very personal stuff. I felt, some of them were the story. I was talking to God about something entirely different, as a mature young man. And then God said, he didn't answer me, he just said, do the hackathon. And then I began research, and then I began to research what a hackathon entails. I've done a hackathon before, but I wanted to still I've not organized one before. And so I began to think, I'm interested in blockchain, I'm interested in what the future technologies of the world, or the technologies of the future will be. So I began to think about a blockchain hackathon. Then we went to New York to pitch to TNCF, and we wanted to, we were the first person, we placed first, we won 10,000, and we were given 10,000 to do a project. And part of that project was meant to be a hackathon. We also meant to implement a blockchain connect, as well as also an accelerator kind of thing. And then won that award. Please can you celebrate Dr. Ali Elgar for me, please? Is part of this conception. I missed his name, but it's been here from the very onset. I want to say thank you, sir. Yeah, so then TechFest came. My friend Ope was doing TechFest then, and then I just came around. Then I explained the vision to her. But another backstory. Ope had mentioned to me that she had a dream that we had a conference, and then I was like, okay, you had a dream. You're right, because God told me something about it. God said first, Ope introduced me to Chelsea, and then I told Chelsea about the vision, and then Chelsea said, yeah, we wanted to do something like this before the COVID hit, so we could do something. Then Chelsea came, Chelsea and Ope, we had our first meeting October 30th, and then I'm going to explain the vision to them. But like every vision is, one person might have a vision, but there has to be a collection of people that can establish it. So they came together and they began to bring different pieces. So what should have become a blockchain hackathon before, they expanded it and they began to tell me that we could do something also to cover AI, we could do something to cover machine learning. We could just expand the entire scope of the hackathon, and then Chelsea introduced me to MLH, and we began to just research, and we started from there. And so this journey took about 6 months, a lot of fighting, a lot of praying, a lot of declaring words by faith. I'm a huge believer in the use of words to frame our experiences. So we began to declare that this event holds, and this event is the biggest in Maryland. This event is the one that shapes the future of the world. And we're continuing like that. And so to just wrap this entire thing up, I want you all to know that what we are doing is not ordinary. What we are doing is pivotal. We've prayed about these days. This day we believe for this day. We declare words for this day. So the spirit of innovation and creativity is palpable here. You are about to create the future of the world right here in this space. The technologies, the products, the services that are going to be shaping the future of the world is going to be coming out of here. And these things are locked up in your spirit. It's locked up in your mind. is locked up in your bowels. If you listen to the speakers that are here, listen to participate in the workshop, just pay attention to instructions. I want to say this one thing I find that my generation does that I want us to stop. Most of the time we fail to follow instructions. If we pay attention to elders, many of them are here, they've made mistakes. They've also succeeded. So we have the experience or the wisdom of the experiences of these people, and they are here to impart it. So let's open up ourselves, let's learn. The mentors will go around to tell you the best way to build your idea. And we are hoping, we'll have Generator, we'll have Microsoft and a couple of other companies come to show you what is possible. We are hoping that the best ideas here can be built into a startup. So I want your mind to grow wild and get ready to change the world. Thank you.
So, as Timmy has mentioned, we've received overwhelming support from our community. You mentioned a few professors and people within our school, but even outside of our school. So, Timmy, I kind of need you back up here to talk about the next slide, please. How we got to this point right here.
Oh, okay. So sometimes in January, got nominated by school to attend a listening session with Vice President Kamala Harris, where we discussed about the issues and challenges facing communities of color. And it was there that I mentioned to the Office of the Vice President that we have an initiative that we are currently running that we believe that can help improve the state of communities of color. We believe that entrepreneurship innovation is pivotal to the future of any race, to the future of any community. And we as young people feel we could do something concerning that. So we began to engage them about it. The Vice President, unfortunately, had to go to Ghana and cannot be here. So one of the things they did for us was to send us a letter which is going to be read very shortly. So, yeah, I can read it on my phone. So we'll just read that letter. Okay, I'm just going to read it from my phone, and maybe later on it's going to be displayed. Yeah. Alright. So it says, I'm honored to extend my warmest greetings to all of the students, supporters, and attendees of Morgan State University's first student-led hackathon, MorganHacks, to seize opportunities, create jobs, and confront threats in this new, more interconnected era. We must build a robust and inclusive STEM workforce. HBCUs, including Morgan State, are leading our nation's efforts to do just that. By providing students the opportunity to showcase their skills and innovative ideas, MorganHacks demonstrates how HBCUs are helping us compete in this new era. As a proud HBCU graduate, I know the potential of HBCU students to be the leaders of tomorrow. I applaud those future leaders here today who see what our nation can be, embodied by what has been. It is imperative that we create the best learning environments possible to help our students reach their God-given potential. I will continue to fight for that every single day. May you always dream with ambition and lead with conviction. I send my best wishes for a bright future ahead. Sincerely, Kamala Harris.
Alright, so like Timmy said, President Wilson, the president of Morgan State University, was not able to make it today, but he did put together a little video for us. So we're going to show that this time.
Hello, Dr. David Wilson, president of Morgan State University, national treasurer, and it is indeed a delight for me to welcome all of the students from around the country to the first student-led hackathon here at Morgan State University. to reach out to all of our students, of course, across the Morgan campus, but indeed across the HBCU space, across the higher ed space, bring them to Morgan and to present over the course of the weekend some of the contemporary challenges that we are facing as a nation, of which creative minds, innovative solutions are needed in order to address and solve some of these challenges. That is why I was so excited when the students here at Morgan presented the concept to me of this first student-led hackathon. But please understand that this effort has my full support. I look forward to hearing of the experiences that all of you have while you're here at Morgan, and then of course how we can improve upon MorganHacks going forward. Morgan State University is one of the largest HBCUs in the country. We have over 9,300 students here, coming from 45 states and 60 countries. We are offering more than 140 academic degree programs. We are offering some of the most unique academic degree programs at the undergraduate level in the state of Maryland and in the United States. Of course, we're the first university in Maryland to be offering a BS degree in cloud computing,
yes, sir.
Also in embedded systems, and in so many other areas as well. We know that many of you are coming from places where you are majoring in both STEM fields and non-STEM fields, and it will require that kind of interdisciplinary focus, that interdisciplinary thinking about these challenges facing our country and the world in order for us to reach some solutions. We're very excited here as well about several of our national research centers that are designed to tease out bias in algorithms, particularly as it relates to artificial intelligence. And so one of our centers is the National Center for Equitable or Responsible Artificial Intelligence Machine Learning. I don't know what type of problem many of you would be given, but if it is in the space of AI machine learning, I hope that you will approach it with utmost care, because while machine learning may very well be a part of our future, we need to make sure that there's no bias in those systems. So just want to once again welcome all of you to Morgan State University. I regret I cannot be there in person to welcome you, but I am actually making a presentation at the Association of Governing Boards National Conference in San Diego, along with the chair of the Board of Regents here at Morgan's Finance and Facilities Committee, Dr. Shirley Malcolm, and that's the only reason I'm not with you in person. So have a great MorganHacks experience,
yes, sir.
And I look forward to hearing from all of you as to how we can perfect this going forward. Welcome to Morgan.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so Mr. President, we have here his chief of staff. So, sit down, Terry.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to take a quick second because you heard everything from our president, Dr. David Wilson. But I can say one thing, is that when Timmy and Chelsea came to the president's office to pitch the idea of having a hackathon, I do recall Dr. Wilson taking a breath and said, is this something that's interesting, and how you guys are going to do differently? And he had many ideas of how he can think differently about the title and everything. And after he heard from the students, he said, let me step back. This group knows what they're doing. And at this point, he only wanted to support the effort and the vision, and today is the vision. And can we give this group a round of applause? Dr. Wilson did not mention that he went to Ghana with the vice president. He was there last week, actually, Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe. I couldn't be getting the days wrong, General. But nevertheless, he was there, and shortly thereafter, he had to go to California. The job of a presidency is amazing in terms of the capacity of business and busyness. And Dr. Wilson is so committed to our students here at Morgan. But by all means, because he supported our students at Morgan, he supported students everywhere. So thank you so much again, Have a great afternoon.
And next we will be introducing our keynote speaker, Delali Jahaza. He is the CEO and founder of Fearless, a full-stack digital service firm with a mission to create software with a sole solution that empowers communities and makes a difference. He's also the founder and lead coach of the Hutch Digital Services Incubator, which aims to nurture, license, and connect underrepresented entrepreneurs working toward the public good. He is also the CEO and founder of Fearless Sports, an apparel company with a mission to ignite, equip, and uniform the impactful. Delali's goal through Fearless is to impact 100 million lives, expand to 10 countries, and be a $1 billion company by 2023. Delali lives in Baltimore City with his wife, Dr. Latia Dazarasa, Baltimore City's health commissioner, and 2 sons, Dominic and Jaden. Amongst Delali's accomplishments are BBJ National List of Influential 100 Young Executives in 2018, BBJ 40 Under 40 in 2017, Daily Record Most Admired CEO 2020, Hub Zone Council National Corporate Citizen of the Year 2020, Daily Record Maryland's Coolest Spaces 2021, BBJ Largest Black-Owned Business in Greater Baltimore 2020, and lastly, BBJ Largest Software Dev in Greater Baltimore 2020. Welcome to the stage, Delali Jahaza.
Woo! He said $1 billion by 2023. I'll take that. Not quite there yet. What? So I was 20. College student, and I was pretty certain I had just ruined my life. Student at UBC, had a hard time. Growing up, I'm following 2 older brothers that were much more academically inclined than I was. I struggled through school. They were really athletic, and I was a chubby kid. I struggled through my freshman year. They both earned scholarships to college. I was the only one of my siblings that didn't. So already feeling like a disappointment day one going into undergrad. So here I am, taking classes, pulling out loans, trying to work my way through school. It was a rough time. And both of them pursuing advanced degrees. And when I tell you they're smart, like smart. Between the 3 of us, we have 8 degrees. I barely got 1. So do some math. And so in those moments of struggling, I hated school. Now I love learning, but the structure of school, being told where you needed to be, and these classes constitute this major, and this is what you had to do, it was tough. On top of that, I just got the news that I was having a baby. Now I got African parents. My mom's from Ghana. And so she's kind of like, oh, so you think you're grown, you're making babies, huh? So, wasn't a pretty sight. You can imagine the shame going up to the disappointment, already feeling like I wasn't cutting it. And now it was the first, but not last time, I had to move back home as an adult. Now in those moments, I'm in the basement and I'm determined I'm not going back to school. I'm going to drop out, maybe I'll just start working, but maybe I'm not stuck it out for this. And my tribe stepped in. They stepped in and they supported and they put their arms around me. I mean, my kid, he grew up on college campus. He grew up at UNC. People are watching him between classes, making sure that I wouldn't quit, that I would graduate. I went on to graduate and I got my dream job. I had a lot of internships through undergrad, a lot of really great experiences from much larger institutions, had a couple offers coming out of school. And our president made a recommendation to a UMBC alum that ran a tech company. He knew I was interested in business. He said, hey, why don't you go see if you can learn from this guy? It's a much smaller firm. So I decided to take him up on that. I went in day one and I was interviewing, I'm talking to the CEO and I'm saying, I want to start a company one day.
I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know what it looks like, but I want to come here, I want to have office hours, I want to pick your brain. I got this list of stuff, right? And he's probably thinking, who in the heck is this kid, right? Needless to say, they agreed, I joined the company, and they upheld their end of the bargain. So I got amazing opportunities there. I was a kid in a candy shop. He later told me that I was the first and only entry-level hire in the history of that organization. So you can imagine learning in the environment that I was soaking it up. So I was absolutely crushed when I got the news that our company was just acquired. We got from 200 to about 6,000 overnight. And I felt every bit of a number. It was the first time in my professional career where I felt like I didn't belong. It was in those moments people looking at me like, what's that kid doing in that seat? You don't have gray hairs to be doing that. And I felt that. And so I'm struggling with this sense of belonging. But I was honing my skills. I know I was passionate about 3 areas. I love technology. The idea of me telling this box, this computer to do my work, that was kind of awesome, especially for a lazy kid. I love people. I love working with people. My mom's a nurse, retired nurse now. And so we grew up in hospitals, we grew up in nursing homes. We hated it then as kids, but it was building empathy, and that became a part of our DNA, service. So love technology, love people, in business. I was honing my skills. In fact, I'm doing a lot of work on the side, supporting churches and nonprofits and mission-based organizations to bring technology to further their missions. And so as I looked in that space, I thought about my interest in business. I thought about this passion for helping other organizations. I looked around and saw lots of companies that I thought were succeeding that weren't going the way that I thought was very ethical. So in those moments, Fearless is born. Fearless is born, and yes, it started in the basement. $6,000. And you hear those stories of founders that started in the basement. It's awesome, but I'll one up you. Couldn't even afford that. And so I moved back home to my mama's house again for the second time as an adult. This time, I brought my amazing, beautiful wife and my other son, not that one, with me. I brought my whole family with me. And so now Fearless is the thing. We're rolling, knocking on doors, and doors are getting slammed shut. Door after door after door, people are knocking, they're staying shut, not interested. Say, hey, this here's a vision, we're gonna be awesome, we're going to this amazing company. I'm like, great, how big are you? One person. Yeah, it calls them a little bit later. But that feeling was familiar to me. As a kid, we had to hustle. My mom said, all right, you want to get those new shoes, you want to go out to the movies, you got to work for it. And so we knocked door to door as kids, mowing lawns, cutting grass, washing cars, you name it, painting, whatever we can do. So I understood what it meant to get some doors slammed in their faces. Eventually, someone was going to let me cut the grass for $10. And that's exactly what happened. It took about a year and a half to get our first contract. And then we were off to the races. That first contract turned into enough opportunity to bring on a second person. And then a third person. And then more contracts came, and more contracts came. And we started to grow, and this is a thing, and I'm excited we're off to the races. Fearless has grown. Now fast forward a bunch of years in the middle, but some of the things that we're most notable for today are a couple of top-level .govs. So SBA.gov, the face of the Small Business Administration, we've been managing that property for years. And so the idea of supporting small businesses across the country, that's in our DNA. In fact, when the pandemic hit, many business owners across the country were trying to scour to keep their businesses alive. The technology that was built that pushed out the PPP loans, that helped those businesses and families, we had to build that in 10 days. So imagine excitement in those moments that we can serve in that way. We run search.gov. It is the search engine for the federal government. We're Google for government, powering 2,000 to 3,000 search boxes across the federal landscape. We also power login.gov. It is the credential to prove you are who you say you are, the federal government. It's one of our properties. One of our most exciting projects was the Smithsonian, the National Museum of African American History and Culture. On the backdrop of George Floyd, were awarded this contract, and they wanted to take the Slavery and Freedom exhibit online to tell this story, this beautiful story of our history and our culture. That property was launched within 6 months. 140 countries around the world had access to it, and it went on to become a Webby honoree. It's like an Oscar for the internet. In our latest announcement, we decided to deal with the NFL and Ice Cube supporting bringing technology to NFL league offices with an eye towards equity and how they think about changing our culture, the teams and the leagues. So So Fearless, we have momentum, and it's amazing. There's a lot of story that I want to share. And so now we've built an incubator. We're supporting small businesses. There's 28 companies right now that are incubating, and it will grow to 45 in the next 2 years. We talked about where we're going by 2030, not 2030. 100 million lives improved across the world. We'll be in 10 countries and $1 billion organization. But I'll tell you this, we've seen a lot of stuff. We built technology within the defense sector, within education, within financial, within social services. We've been in many, many sectors. And here's some lessons learned we see across the board. Number one, you've got to press through failure. It is part of the journey. People see Fearless today like, oh my gosh, your growth's blowing up. This year we'll cross over 500 employees to be a $100 million organization. And people see that and you're blowing up. What they don't see is that Fearless is my first company. I had not one, not two, but 5 failed startups before Fearless. It took 7 years for Fearless to grow to 15 people. And so that momentum will keep at it, just keep chipping away, just keep investing, keep pressing, not giving up is part of the formula because it's forming your character in those moments. And so it's not how you start, it's absolutely how you finish. Number 2, support all my techies in the room. Technology is a tool, but it's all about the people. When the pandemic started, I remember I bought my mom a laptop, and so she's going there trying to figure out how to pay her bills online. She's so excited, so proud of her, right? Trying to pay her bills online. And you know what my mom didn't say? My mom didn't say, oh my God, I wonder if they're running a multi-tenant cloud with Kubernetes on the back end. Are we using React? Never happened. Doesn't care. In fact, absolutely no one cares about your tech stack. No one but the people in this room and other technology folks. All she cares about is it safe, is it reliable, and can I pay my bills online? It is always about the human on the other end, so don't forget that. Oftentimes as technologists, we get married to the tech. I'm saying get married to the outcome. The tech is just a tool. So press through the failure. Tech is a tool. Number 3, be yourself. And that sounds like it should be so easy to do, but it is daunting and it's scary for so many people. People suffer from imposter syndrome. And can I really do it with this? I remember early on in our history, we were invited to the White House for a technology summit, talking about how to better support small businesses. And there was a great debate that started at the moment. What are you going to wear to the White House? And people are like, listen, I can't go to the White House and not be student. My mom didn't raise me like that, right? And other people are like, well, we like t-shirts and jeans, and like, you wear that. And ultimately, we decide, wear whatever you want, just be comfortable. So most of them they want their t-shirts or jeans or hoodies. Only people dress like that at this event, right? And absolutely everybody remembered us. In fact, we got so much inbound after this event because people felt it was so refreshing when we came and we were authentic. We in fact closed a couple deals of some of those inbounds that came in. And so as you think about entering the workforce, and I know it's scary, you're going for job interviews and internships, and there's all this pressure about you gotta wear your hair a certain way, you gotta look like this, and don't do this, and don't show your tattoos, and don't wear jeans, all that stuff. I'm saying none of that stuff matters. Because even if you win, you lose. You will be in an environment and you will be sitting there frustrated and exhausted every single day because you've got to sit there and put on a mask. What am I supposed to do today? Do I give you that? Do I give you a 5? I don't know. You want me thinking about that or thinking about code? So be yourself. You're unique. You're remarkable. You are purple cows in a brown cow world. You are remarkable and you are different. And realize that. Realize your genius that you bring to the table. Number 4, you gotta seize the moment. I know it may feel like you got all of these years ahead of you, all this incredible work to be done in your future, but I'll tell you this right now, all you have is right now. If these last 2 years and 3 years have taught us anything about the world, is the world can change in a snap of a finger. all you have is right now to make a shift in the changes you want to see in the world. So the world is getting shaped. Don't get me wrong. The world is being shaped by innovators and disruptors, and you can either be shaping or you can be shaped by it. And you get to decide. Especially in this world of AI and generative AI and all the amazing things that are happening. And I'll tell you this right now, if you don't bring your genius to the table, you will not be serviced by this industry. I had a good friend, Avery. He's running an amazing company called Melalage. He lost his wife to melanoma, a rare form of skin cancer. So he's devoted his life now to find out ways we can help more people deal with this. And so there's technology that exists today. You can take a picture of your skin and send it in, and it can look at it and say, okay, you might want to go check that out. The problem is it doesn't work for black people because it's not been trained on different hues of skin. It's not going to work. I feel the frustration. Every time I go to the airport from global entry and you stand in the machine to scan your face, I can walk right through. It doesn't recognize black people with bald heads and beards, apparently. 3 people behind me frustrated, the machine won't work. It's not trained. So if your genius isn't part of the conversation, your genius and your ideas are not part of it, things are not going to work and it's going to affect you and your families. And not only that, I remember standing in the pandemic line and I was trying to get my vaccine and I'm standing there and waiting for my turn to come up. And you know what I didn't in the line? No one stopped at the front of the line and said, wait a minute, before I get my shot, what was the race to call the person that invented this vaccine? It didn't matter. In that moment, they wanted to make sure they were safe and their family members were safe. It didn't matter. It didn't matter that a young black girl from Baltimore was the pioneer of the Moderna vaccine that was saving lives across the world. And so know that your genius is not only going to help just your families, but everyone's family. But it doesn't happen if you don't press through the fear and press through the failure. It doesn't happen if you get so married to the technology that you cannot see the outcome and you cannot see the people. Because the tech absence the people, we're just talking about ones and zeros. If you're going to do it yourself. You're born beautiful and unique and amazing. And seize the moment. It's all you have. All you have is today. And so you can create the future, or you can be consumed by it. So today, as you're going through this hackathon and building all this amazing technology, be awesome, be bold, be disruptive. Most importantly, be fearless.
Yeah, come here for the rally again. We're almost running out of time, but we need to really do something because of some of the issues that we have getting to return on time. So we'll take the award ceremony quickly before the panel session. Panelists, do I have your support? Thank you. All right, so the whole idea about our award ceremony basically is to honor the people that we believe has helped to create the kind of future or the kind of present circumstance that we are benefiting from. And we have 4 specific people that there are a lot of people to honor, but we have 4 specific people who have to honor, especially within our community. And without wasting further time, one of the people that we are going to be honoring today with a leadership award is no other person than Governor Westmore. We are grateful for the support that we received from him, for the leadership that he has been able to embody. And he actually could not make it today, but he was kind enough to send the eminent presence of General Janine. And so I want you to please celebrate General Janine as she comes forward to receive an award on behalf of Governor Westmore.
Let me be award first and take the mic for the award.
No, let me take the mic first because
Okay.
that word looks big.
Okay.
So, good afternoon, and on behalf of Governor Westmore, I'm so happy to be here with you today. You know, HBCUs are innovators and incubators for innovators, and so it is really heartening to see the future as someone who is almost an elder here today to receive this award. I want to say I too am a Purple Cow. So I appreciate that, and I too am fearless, like our Governor Westmore, who was fearless, taking the Maryland to a new level with innovation, small businesses, and supporting those small businesses that you are going to have in the future. So know that you have a friend in Annapolis who's going to be looking out for you and has your best interests at heart. Please feel free to ensure that you reach out to the administration and tell them what your needs are. So happy that this is a student-led event that cannot go unrecognized. So remember that in the future, as your keynote said, be fearless and continue to do that. Thank you so much for recognizing the governor for his work in this area.
So real quick, the second person who wants to honor is our President Wilson, who has created a new face of Morgan. If you have been in Morgan before, you have known that Morgan has a new face. We have new life because of his leadership. So I'm going to invite Dr. Veal here to receive the award on his behalf. Can we celebrate Dr. Veal?
Well, thank you very much again, and on behalf of Dr. Wilson and Joey Hackball, and we're looking for the brilliance coming out of each of you. Thank you.
We have one more award for Dr. Justin. She's unable to be here, but we would take our video some other time. She sent me a video. But again, we are honoring Dr. Joyce Payne, the founder of Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I mean, I believe many of us, I'm a beneficiary of that scholarship. I believe many of us are also here who are benefiting from the possibilities that Thurgood Marshall College Fund is bringing into our community. So I just want, even if she's not here, just want us to celebrate her in absence. Can we just give it a round of applause? And finally, due to logistic reasons, there is an award for Delali, which is either has arrived at my home or is not there, but is going to get in across to him. But again, I'll just invite Delali just for a few seconds to just receive this award. He's going to get his name, but we are honoring him for what he has been able to embody in the Black community, also what he has been able to do to Maryland. Can we just celebrate Delali once again? Yeah. Thank you so much, Delali. And quickly, we are going to be transitioning into our panel session. This is one part I'm excited about. Omi is here. If you've heard Omi speak, I don't know if you've heard her speak before, but Omi speaks fire. Luke is here. I mean, Luke has become a brother, phenomenal visionary. Amber is here, young, but very bold and fearless at the same time. And then I have my friend Jacqueline, a PhD student here. I mean, she's very good at having, drawing wisdom out of conversation. So I'm just going to allow Jacqueline to come and take the mic quickly and then bring up our panelists. Can we celebrate Jacqueline, please?
Welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here. So I think we have a few schools in here. I'm gonna let Howard go on strong. Someone come up and y'all laugh. Right? What schools do I have in here?
Bowie State.
Bowie, okay. Who all is from Bowie? You better represent.
Hey, Bowie!
Oh, y'all out here, okay. Who else we got? Morgan, of course. Morgan better be in here. All right, can I hear Morgan? her parent. Who do I have back there? Stevens? Okay, Stevens. Can I get something from y'all? Y'all got something? Alright, there we go, Stevens. Alright, Stevens, join in the conversation. Stevens, enter in the chat. Alright, Howard.
And you know!
I knew Howard was coming. Give it up to Howard. They came with a whole lot of energy. Alright, so we're going to bring up some phenomenal, incredible, amazing panelists to share their wisdom and share their experiences with you. It's my honor to introduce them all. And first, I am going to bring up B. Luke Lawal Jr., right? So let me read a little something about Mr. Luke Lawal Jr. He is CEO and founder of L & Company, a minority-based corporation in LA. He's founded and established a diverse portfolio of business ventures. He is a millennial who's passionate about entrepreneurship, specifically amongst young professionals. He's equally passionate about giving back to his community in an effort to grow the next generation of leaders. So can we please welcome him on up? Next joining us is Shelly Omilade Omi. Yes. This is an acclaimed business strategist, serial entrepreneur, nonprofit executive, and author. And when I was doing my research, I found out that she liked a little spoken word. Okay, I was speaking to my heart. Speaking to my heart. She's the founder and CEO of Black Girl Ventures Foundation. If you've never heard of Black Girl Ventures Foundation, yeah, because I heard power, okay. Now that's a transformative platform that funds tech-enabled businesses founded by people who identify as Black and brown and women, and has scaled over 100 businesses across sectors. Can you please give it up for Ms. Shelly Omilade. Bring up Bianca J. Jackson. Have y'all ever met a Pulitzer Prize winner? Okay. Something new today. Now, Bianca is an award-winning entrepreneur and founder of Brick Road Exchange, a metaverse as a service tech hub that has impacted 5,000 people through its events. Through partnerships, she amplifies the reach of artists, creatives, and small business owners. Her background in emerging technologies and social impact has landed her on stages such as South by Southwest, Digital Summit Philadelphia, and Tech Inclusion New York. One of her metaverse projects as an IT project manager, which was USA Today's The Wall VR, won a Pulitzer Prize in 2018. And now she provides metaverse and Web3 strategy, design, and development services for businesses and organizations that want to scale their business models for the future. Please clap it up for Bianca J. And last but not least, we are bringing up Miss Amber Takahashi, 10-time certified engineer and philanthropist, focused on creating equitable access to tech education and emerging technologies internationally through her nonprofit, Medora Foundation. Now, since 2020, Medora has impacted over 3,000 lives across 15 countries, and they aim to reach 50,000 by 2026. Now, Amber is also managing partner of Medora Technologies, which is a DC-based tech consultancy creating AI, cloud, and cybersecurity solutions for small businesses, government agencies, and startups. So please, let's bring a very, very, very warm welcome to Amber Takahashi. So, welcome to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Real quick, can I have someone bring some awards in for our panelists? Yes. Good, as Timmy said, only stay hot fire, like everybody else don't stay hot fire. Let's get them hydrated while we out there. Now, one thing about me is that I love a good origin story, right? Because they up here today, they're at the inaugural student-led MorganHacks hackathon here at the illustrious Morgan State University, right? But where did they start? So if I could, if one of you could just share a brief story about what really inspired you to kind of pursue a career in technology and entrepreneurship, right? Because we definitely want to know, how do you even get started with this? Anybody want to take that?
Hello? Alright. Yeah, I got it. Hey everybody. Let me see, where did my story start? I'm gonna say it started at 10. I started at 10, I'm 10 years old when I got my first computer. So I might look like a baby, but I'm a lot older than what I look like. And so this was at a time where most people didn't have computers in their homes. And so my 5th grade teacher encouraged all of us to ask our parents for computers, and so I did it. And I fell in love with it. From there, I started programming in middle school, high school, went to Drexel University, studied information systems, and I just knew technology was in my DNA. It became my art, and it was just really exciting. I remember staying in my dorm room, coding web pages and building databases instead of then going to history class. And so that's what I knew was for me. And that's part of my origin story. So even today, even when I tried to put tech to the side as I started my event business, it just kind of came back. And so with Facebook changing its name to Meta and making everybody interested in virtual reality and the metaverse, I said, okay, there's this opportunity to mix this technology with the work that I'm doing and do very impactful things. And so far, like you said, we've reached 5,000 people across the world. But we've reached people as far as South Africa, Kenya, and Rwanda through the work that we've done. And so I'm just really excited about what's next for us, and that's where it started.
Sure, I'll take it. Hello? No, is it working? My mic sounds nice. Let me see. No. Okay, here we go. Ooh, no? Kinda, sorta, a little bit. I'm loud enough. I can make it. Okay, there we go. So Aggie Pride, okay. I know this is our local. Oh yes. Okay, thank you. I know this is our local schools, but for the sake of HBCU Pride, Aggie Pride. Thank you so much to the MorganHacks team for having us. Honestly, when I went into college, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was undecided my first year. But my mom and my dad had bought like a gateway computer. Okay, now I'm dating myself. But back in the day, like a gateway computer in our house. And I liked it. And so in my sophomore year, I went to computer science. That's what my degree is in. I stayed though because of community. Because being up all night over a semicolon or, love being in rooms like this because y'all get it. Y'all get me. You know what I mean? That was not fun. But because of the people that were a part of it, that's what's so important about things like this, is that because of the people that I found, the friends I found in the computer science department with me, that's why I stayed in it. Now, I'm not a coder full time. I built out tech for what we do at Black Girl Ventures. So all these different avenues, being an artist and a computer scientist is why I'm such a good business owner. So I would say, like, whatever you decide to do with your skills in the future, hopefully you build out the next most powerful thing. But if that's not it, know that the intersection of how you think versus what you create makes you very, very unique in any space that you enter into. And that is something for you to brag on inside of your interviews, to talk about in your entry write-ups or resumes or wherever you put yourself in your bio. The intersection of being creative and this problem-solving piece that I got from being a computer scientist is why I'm able to be successful.
HBC Buzz. How many of y'all heard of it? Dope. So I'll just tell you our story. So I was at SGA in Bowie State. I was an external marketing director, and we used to travel to a lot of the different campuses. I think I went to this leadership concept conference called ASAP. Have you ever heard of ASAP? Basically what they do is they take all the SGA presidents and leaders on different campuses, and then we do a leadership retreat. And during that leadership retreat, the first, it's like within, like as soon as I unpacked my bags, I just greeted people from like FAMU, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and the first thing I realized is, amongst black people, we diverse. Like we really, really diverse. And then I started to see, we started to convolute and started to debate things, and we would, kind of like talk trash about different schools. And then the second we started talking about work and how we ran our campus, the light bulb was just there. And we were constantly sharing ideas, and we were just like, yo, you should do this, you should do that. And, this is what worked on my campus. And FAMU invited me to their campus. And they're like, yo, come see our campus, come see how we organize things, blah, blah, blah. I was just mind blown at the fact that they had offices, they ran their SGA like a real business, right? And then when I got back to my campus, I'm calling the activities people like, hey, can I get an office? Like, can we get a whatever? And then the first thing I did was went online, and I was just like, wow, no one knows all the great initiatives that they're even doing at FAMU. Then I was just like, why are people not even talking about all the wonderful things that are happening in our community? And then I think I remember reading an article on CNN where they had displayed HBCUs as negative. Then I was just like, okay, I have to create something to kind of dispel this narrative, and that's how I started HBC Buzz. But when you come up with an idea, the first thing you're gonna find as soon as that idea happens is a list of challenges. And I was just like, okay, so I'm not a writer, but I want to be a journalist, so this is new. Then I was just like, okay, well, I need a website. Never built a website before, so that was new. And then I discovered this thing called WordPress. And I spent hours, and I remember my first website was terrible, to say the least. But I think there was this grit and purpose in me that realized that even though I'm not a journalist, I've never coded a website before, I saw the void and the need within our community, and I just kept coding, and now I'm our CTO, I'm our CEO, and I run our website. And now HBC Buzz is the most influential brand in the Black college space. So I would say to you guys, focus on the solution, not necessarily the problem and the goal, and make sure there's purpose in it, and then you can use technology to reach any endpoint that you want to get to.
Is this on? Yeah, awesome. So my pathway to tech professionally is a bit unconventional. I actually started playing with computers at 4. My dad would have to fix it manually, so I would sit on the floor with him, he would take it apart, and I would help him put it back together. At 10, my mom would ship me off to North Carolina to do a robotics camp at A&T. And then later, I decided to go to A&T, so I worldwide. I decided to go to A&T for an IT degree. However, I'm a college dropout by force. So I actually interned for a company twice by the name of Swift. They're a Belgian-based payments company. First year hit the ground running, didn't know anything about PowerShell, but went from zero to hero because I had to. And then networked with a bunch of senior level executives of the company. They remembered my name, wanted me to come back a second year. Delivered more so on the business operations side, and by the end of that internship, they said, we have a rec open, we want you to come and start working before you graduate. And that's exactly what I did. I'll get more to my story later on the panel, but I think that my experience at A&T and how they prepared me professionally really laid the groundwork to my tech professional career. And how it is today, and actually it inspires a lot of the work I do with my nonprofit. So, yeah.
Thank you. Well, that satisfied my need for my good origin story, but I appreciate it. And so now we have a lot of people that are here who are going to be graduating within the next couple of years, like 2 to 5, hopefully, yeah, we're going to make it. All right. And so when we think about the most pressing challenges that are facing the tech industry today, where do you see the most exciting opportunities for innovation?
I think the metaverse, right? I would say like AI is developing quickly. I mean, it's interesting, okay, because there's this boom about AI that's happening, but some of this also was already in existence. I think that everybody's acting like it's so new. Same thing with the metaverse. Like a lot of this groundwork was already laid. I think just through maybe a couple iterations on it and technology just kind of blasting things out. We're seeing it better. So this idea that like we thought we'd be in flying cars by now, by the way. We all thought by the 2000s, oh my God, and we are not there. So just know that there's still so much opportunity to iterate, even if it's small iterations. I was listening to the guy who started Wikipedia talk about it, and he said this was tech that was already there. I just built on the tech that was already there, and they stayed maybe 2 or 3 people for years before they had a bigger team. So just know that like all the tech you're having access to now, when I went into college as a computer scientist, I did not know, I had no idea we were going to be in this boom. Now, yes, we was having colloquium about like smart refrigerators and things like that, but I want to share this in. You sit in a lot of classes on a regular basis, and some of it you just disregard. You're like, whatever, okay, smart refrigerator, whatever. That's how, you know what I mean? That's how I was. Now here we are. And the smart refrigerator is the least of what's happening. So I would just say, like, especially if you go, when companies come to your campuses and you go, don't just go for the pizza, okay? Because that's what I did. I'm being transparent. I just went for the pizza. Later on, though, I could have been at an Accenture or Deloitte or something like that, working on some other things. So just take these things a little bit more serious when they come to you. I know that some of it looks a little boring, but there's so much that you can just simply iterate on. I think people think about such the big thing. I want to create the biggest, brand newest. Honestly, that's not really where the money is, I would say. You want to just iterate right on top of ChatGPT. Right? Like, what could you create now that can use that technology and create something major? Like, you'd be surprised what still needs a database, what still needs AI. There's so many more things to make smarter. So I would say AI and metaverse are a big one.
So I think that we put a large focus on the technology itself, which is great. We all want to be a part of innovation. But I think when innovation happens and we leave out education, we continue to create a divide or inequity. So innovating the way that we actually help people upskill in these technologies and connect to the people who are way out, who don't have access, I think that's a huge gap that we're missing, and that students, the younger crowd should be a part of.
Building on both points, right? So when it comes to AI and education, so at Brickworks Exchange, we actually have a training program to help young people learn these technologies. But I think a really important point, especially when it comes to ChatGPT and prompt engineering, a lot of people are fearful of AI because they think that it's going to replace people. Let me be very clear. The technology itself will not replace people. The people who know how to use the technology will replace the people. So for all of you in this room who are learning, who are using ChatGPT to write your term papers, find other ways. No judgment, right? No judgment at all. No judgment at all. But find other ways to use it to augment your life, to get work done faster, so that you can be of value when you step in these organizations where, let's just say, they spent 6 months trying to plan something, put the plan together, execute the plan, and you can generate the plan in 2 minutes. Right. Now you become invaluable. Yeah. So that's what I want to say about that.
100%.
And so when we think about now the access to funding, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about money a little bit. So when we talk about the access to funding, that's a major barrier for many aspiring entrepreneurs, right? Particularly those who are just starting out. So I'm really curious to hear about what are maybe some non-traditional ways of finding funding, what are some different funding models or approaches that you might recommend, and how would you advise somebody who's just starting out and doesn't really have a lot of resources, just trying to get off the ground?
I guess that's me, right? So at Black Girl Ventures, I'll just plug this right here. We have a Next Gen program that is for HBCU students. It's an 8-week accelerator. You get a $5,000 stipend to work on your company. So the current cohort is about to end, but the next cohort is about to open up. That cohort is sponsored by TikTok. So it's not only being able to be in the program, but also all the TikTok resources that they're going to bring to it, I would say. And each cohort is sponsored by different corporations. So absolutely go to blackgirlventures.org. It is our only co-ed program. So it's not just for women, men and women can be a part of, people of all genders, let me say that, can be a part of the Next Gen program. So blackgirlventures.org, you get a $5,000 stipend for your company. Now, you have to have a company though. Meaning you have to have something already there, already in mind. You're not going to come into the program and make up the company. So I just want to be clear on that. But okay, funding. That's my jam. So what we're finding today is that there's a lot of micro businesses or businesses started online, and the current finance, the state of finance is not necessarily ready for that. So there's micro funding available. And what that looks like is some of those, like what we do at Black Girl Ventures, there's hundreds of organizations like ours, right? So you have Black Girl Ventures, you have Black Ambition Prize, you have HBCU VC, you have Ade is in the building. Ade also has a particular HBCU focus of the program that he works on. So you want to find these pockets of programs that are for you, that are giving you education and funding. It's not just about the money. You need the money, but it's going to take you a while before you understand how to run your business. That's everybody. That's not related to youth. No matter how old you are, running a business is that. There is VC funding, depending on what level you're at. There is crowdfunding. So at Black Girl Ventures, the way our pitch competition works is you pitch, and then the audience actually votes for you with their dollars. We take that capital and we grant it back out to you. And in some instances, it's matched by corporations, and there's a larger prize for the top people who win. And so crowdfunding is a big one. That's the way we do our crowdfunding. There's also traditional crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter. I Fund Women is another one. With crowdfunding, in those instances, you want to plan first. Don't just go pop up an idea and be like, oh yeah, I'm about to get some money. That's not how it works. One of the things that is not taught to our community that I'm finding, I've had influencers with 3+ million followers coming to me because they need funding for what they're producing. One of the things that nobody's telling us is how to get a line of credit. So yes, there's loans. Loans are for if you have a defined amount where you know exactly what you need to do with it, and it's going to bring you revenue because you're going to have to pay it back. With a line of credit, you can sometimes get a nice size dollar amount where you may not know exactly what that defined amount of capital is that you need yet, but that line of credit kind of works like a credit card. And so you can pay it back as you gain your revenue, and it also gives you a little bit of room to learn. Get a banking relationship. Find a banker. You do not need a lot of money in your bank account to have a banker, okay? So that's another thing that's not coming to our community. If you have any kind of money, I don't care if you got a $5 check that goes in every Tuesday, you can have a banker, okay? That is your money that you're putting in the bank. They owe you a relationship. What that banker can do is advise you on all these different funding streams. Hey, think about this kind of funding. Hey, think about that kind of funding. You'd be surprised at people you look at every day online that have money that don't have a banker. That during the pandemic, when everybody's applying for PPP loans, people who had bankers were the people who were able to get it. Okay? Everything is about relationships. Money comes from people. Jobs come from people. Humans give humans things. remember that. Don't sit in a silo over this whole 4 years and not meet anybody. We're here. There's going to be other panels. There's going to be other people. Make sure you get those people's cards. Follow those people. Tap into them. Even if you feel like you're being annoying, so what? Okay? Let it go. Relationships are how the world moves, and I wish somebody would have told me that when I was in college. I was so worried about the job or the money or the tech or the whatever I was going to build without knowing anyone. Don't make that mistake, okay? Get to know as many people as you can, because somebody in here right now is going to be the next CEO of the next big thing that's about to pop up. Somebody in this room is going to be somebody that you're like, I went to college with him. I went to college with Terrence J. Literally, I did. You know, so it's like, oh, yeah, that dude is now, he's supposed to be sexy. You know what I mean? Like, that was, you know, in college, he was the dude handing out flyers at the party. He was the dude that was like, that dude is whack. You know what I mean? Really, he was. And now look at him. So just remember that relationships, it would be like social capital is the capital that I empower and encourage you to build the biggest and the tightest, and all the other money will come.
And Luke, I kind of want you to answer this question. You mentioned Karen's Day, and I just saw you, Karen's Day kind of gave you an award at the BET Awards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Terrence is actually a friend of mine.
But I ain't saying he can't sing. I'm just saying.
So, honestly, to build off of what she said, I think what's very important about relationships is, like, you want to build your, like, what's the best way to explain it? It's like, I feel like we're not talking about, in our Black community, we're not talking about validation enough in a sense of, like, if she has to go to someone and say, hey, I recommend Luke, right? There's a sense of trust there, right? There's a sense of, like, I know when I send Luke somewhere, or if he has to give somebody a pitch, he has to do whatever, he's either going to be on time, he's going to be well prepared, and he's going to be ready to do what's needed to be done. And I think a lot of times within the Black community, as you're building your relationships, you're starting to create these, like, buckets of validation where you're like, okay, is this person ready? Can I trust this person? Can I do X, Y, and Z? And you have to just make sure you're that person that can be dependable. Like, you want to, before you even start networking, before you even start asking for money, before you start doing anything, just make sure that you know how to show up. And one thing I can say is, like, as an entrepreneur, we smell it. I can tell who's not ready. As soon as you shake my hand, I can tell whether you've done work. I can tell whether you're aggressive. And what I like to tell people is when you're building these relationships, there's an offline homework that you got to do, and that's the offline homework. That's preparing yourself, comparing, going online, looking at people, networking, getting the experience when you go to these rooms to see how people communicate. Make sure that your business card doesn't have an outdated website. Make sure that your phone numbers work. Make sure you're accessible. Make sure when I go on your social media, it reflects the person that you're presenting to me when I walk in the room. And a lot of times within our community, we kind of just be like, oh, that's a good idea, let's help them out. But you just got to make sure you're ready and you're actually in the room, you're aggressive about what you want, and I can tell. Because us as gatekeepers, I promise you, like, I don't have to go through your application. Within 30 seconds, I can just be like, she's not gonna make it. And I think we're not talking about that enough. We're not telling our community, like, you have to do the work offline before you even come up with the idea, before you even, do all of that. You have to make sure offline that you are the best version of you, so that once you start, people can feel attracted to that. And then when it comes to building relationships online, like, you have to present yourself in the best light always, no matter what the case may be. I know sometimes we talk about, like, all right, you can dress down in certain environments, you want to be different. But me, I want to be the best dressed every day, every time I step in the room. I want you to remember, like, he came clean. And to be honest, that's what attracts other businesses to you. Like, if I go to your website and links are not working and your thing's not converting to the phone and it's not mobilely responsive and things are just like you're not best dressed online, then it's hard for people to attract to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like just building off of what she said is like, for example, Terrence J, right? He spent a decade on 106 in Park. So whenever someone calls me and is like, hey, I want to book Terrence J to host, I know he can host in his sleep. I don't even think twice about it. I know that he spent so much time preparing that if you gave him a 30-page document, he's going to read it 20 minutes before and he'll kill it. And you want to have that trust in every industry, every business avenue, and that homework converts to any idea that you create. So no matter what you create, no matter what brand, no matter what company you want to work for, if you have those basic skills that is just the determination to win, the way you present yourself, and the homework offline, people will always be interested in working for you or working with you or hiring you and all of that. Like, you'll always have a place in the room.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So can we get a round of applause for all of our leaders? They did sit on fire. They did sit on fire. So as you go into this next stage of not only the hackathon, but this next stage in your college career, as you go on to graduate and move into the professional world, wherever this journey is taking you, I want you to take all of those words and just sit it in your tool belt, right? Take all of that wisdom and just sit it in your tool belt so that you can pull it out as you need. Because as Timmy told you earlier, you're hearing from people who have been there, done that, and they're trying to push you on the game before you make those mistakes, right? So I'm so thankful that you all are here as our next generation, as our young leaders. And again, thank you for instilling all of your wisdom and your experience upon us. So thank you.
Okay, y'all, thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you got a lot of good stuff out of that. Got a lot of wisdom, a lot of fuel for today. We're going to talk about what you all came here for. Okay. Yes. Hackathon breakdown and challenge statements. Okay. Has everybody visited the website? Look through it well, knows what they came here to do? Okay, cool. So this should be no news to you. Next slide. Okay. So we have 4 tracks. Everybody saw the tracks? All right, so there's education, health, sustainability, and then new frontiers. So new frontiers is a general track. You can utilize new technologies, AI, machine learning, blockchain, VR, AR, anything like that. So basically when you go on the website, within each track there's guiding questions. So if you don't have any ideas or anything like that, some of the guiding questions can help you come up with something. So if it's education, for instance, I don't know what guiding questions under that is off the top of my head, but it would provoke an idea for you. Does that make sense? Okay, so definitely visit the website, MorganHacks.com, and look deeper into each track as an option for something that you can build today. Everybody knows like what the end goal is supposed to be? Something like a website or an app. You can even do a game if you want, anything like that. Okay. And then where do you code? So you're free to code in all the study rooms and lounge areas. So when you came in at the check-in table, there was like a little easel with the phone board. All right. You may not take a picture of it, but definitely take a picture of it on your way out. There's study rooms on there on first and fourth floor, so you can find one of those with your team and get in there, get some code, blah, blah, blah. There's also lounge areas, so like wherever there was tables and chairs around the building, free to go to. Just the 5th and 6th floor are like faculty offices and stuff. So we ask that you do not go up there. And then on the back of your badges, does everybody have a sticker? Yes. All right, so you know what stickers are for? Okay. They're free food groups if you don't know. So instead of having everybody line up at once, we're going to call different colors at a time. So shorter lines and smoother. Okay. So that'll be in the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, is everybody in the Discord? I saw a no. Okay, no. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, did everybody get the last email that we sent? Yes. Did In the last email, all the links are there, pretty much spelled out for you. Discord, schedule, et cetera, et cetera. So double check that, but if not, you come up here. Probably up here when you see at the podium, she can help you get into the Discord if you're not already there. Right? That's the gist overall for general hackathon stuff. In terms of rules, there's no rules, just vibe, just be safe, and do good. Hopefully everybody gets a chance to present. Be cognizant of the deadline. So we are starting a little after 12. The deadline is going to be 1 p.m. tomorrow. So that means you submitted. Is everybody on the dev post? That everybody's on. Yes, that is also going to be on Discord. So if you're not already on dev post, that's where you're going to be submitting. If you've never been to a hackathon and use dev post, it's pretty simple. There will be a space for you to upload a GitHub link for your code or anything else you need to upload, like your presentation, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. In terms of judging, so after 1 p.m. tomorrow, you're going to have some time to mix and mingle with the sponsors, but after that, it's going to be like science fair style judging. So you guys have been to a science fair. We're not going to have trifle boards, but you're going to have your laptops there. And so whatever you coded and have to show the judges is what you're going to sit there and talk about. It's going to be there like this. Yes, this is my project. This is what we did. This is what it's supposed to help. We use this to code it, etc. You guys are going to sell it a lot better. So a few judges are going to come to your table. I believe you have like 3 minutes max with them, and then they'll have a chance to ask you some follow-up questions. So it's really a mix of tech and entrepreneurship. That's the overall purpose of this hackathon, to teach you how to survive in both. So code really well, but can you sell it to the judges? That's what it's going to take to win. All right? Really? All right. I think that's it on these slides. This one, next one. All right, so now you guys know our tracks, but some of the sponsors also have challenge savings that you can work towards solving problem for. So we're going to bring up Microsoft now to talk about their challenge.
Thank you. How's it going, everybody? My name is Jonathan Danner. I'm actually an alumni of Morgan, so I'm really excited to be here. I used to live on Argonne Drive back before this was a building, so back when Morgan was a little more, different. Anyway, so we all have experienced COVID. We all were locked away. We were all in our houses for an extended period of time. And one of the challenges, one of the things that we as Microsoft had a problem with was getting people online and teaching the teachers how to use products. How are these students getting computers? How are these teachers who are 50 years old who never really low-key used a computer, how are they getting themselves educated? And that's the path that we want you guys to kind of figure out, because we all know there was a big, big struggle. How do we get these kids and these teachers educated on using a product, and how do we get them to engage in a different way? Because who knows, we could have another COVID, right? We could have another lockdown. It happened once, it could happen twice. What do we do better for the next time that we didn't do this time? And that's your guys' goal. We're going to focus on education, obviously, but that's your guys' goal. Any questions yet?
I was just wondering, does it have to be educators, or could it be some type of different industry that's affected and they did not use technology during COVID?
Yeah. I mean, open it up to your minds. I'm not going to lock you down to any one specific way, but yeah. So, thank you. So the question was, can we open it up to other industries outside of education that were affected by the lockdown, and how they could improve for potentially the next one? And I'm saying yes, we can open that up for sure. Our thought is around education, but that doesn't exclude industry. That doesn't exclude any other form of movement that we experienced during the pandemic. Any other questions? Great question, by the way. Cool. All right. I won't be here tomorrow, but I look forward to seeing what you guys do after that. So, well, yeah, sorry.
What's the deadline for this challenge?
1 p.m. 1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Yeah. So let your minds run. So good luck. Yeah, sorry. What?
So if we have a project we're working on a specific track and it applies to this challenge, is that when the challenge is
Scott, I think that's one for you guys. We have a project that's already on a specific track, but it kind of flows into what I was saying. Can they pitch two different things?
Definitely. So your project's gonna apply to as many tracks as you want. I believe in the past it's been like 3 max. But let's double check that. Get back to you. But just if it applies to multiple, then on death flows, we're gonna have to check off the one that applies.
Great. All right. Cool. I think that's it for me. Unless you guys have any more questions.
Did you guys take notes on that? Whether it's required?
All right. Good luck.
Alright, so now we're going to bring up generator. So we mentioned earlier that this is a marriage between the tech side and entrepreneurship. And so Generator does a lot of amazing work in that space, just converting your brand ideas into actual businesses. So we're going to talk about what their challenge statement and what an accelerator is overall.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Awesome. So my name is Claudius Taylor, and I represent one of the biggest accelerators in the world, and that is Generator. My job as Generator is the program manager of our social impact program. So I help people build ideas that, make the world a better place, just to be completely honest. So on the screen right now we have our challenge statement, and pretty much what we're looking to do, and what I hope that you all will do, is help me to build a better environment for a lot of people who experience discrimination, biases, in a lot of systems. Earlier in the presentation, you all heard about how discriminatory even technology is. Well, just imagine the system that our brothers, friends, uncles, mothers, sisters have had to go through in their entire life. And even discrimination that everybody has to face on a daily basis. So how can we make a more equitable system for everybody? How can we create legal tech solutions that help judges make smarter decisions that don't disproportionately affect people across the nation? How do we create better solutions for the police officers who have to keep our communities safe so that they can do a great job keeping the community safe and also making sure that they keep themselves safe? How can we create brand new solutions that help things like the climate change problem that we have? How can we create solutions that help us to create a better environment for everybody that's more inclusive? That's my challenge to you all. But let's talk about what Generator does in general. Like I said, we are a nationally ranked accelerator, so which means we want to help you all take your ideas and make money with them. Help you guys get the funding that you need, help you guys get the resources you need in terms of mentorship, in terms of guidance, in terms of access to tech, in terms of access to mentors, and that's our job. Also, after the hackathon, I'll also be running a 2-week program that's going to be completely free. Everybody's welcome to apply as long as you can fit into the social impact and justice tech track that we have. And I'd be more than happy to walk you guys through how to build your business, how to scale it, how to build an MVP, which you guys will be on today, take that MVP to the next level, how to talk to investors, how to pitch. Everything that you need to be able to build this successful business, I'll be able to give it to you free of charge. And then also the entire Generator network will be at your disposal. All of my colleagues, all of our network, all of our resources at Techstars, at YC, all will be at your disposal as well. And I look forward to working with you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Tigas. I'm a developer advocate for Ripple. I don't know if you guys have heard of Ripple, but it's a company that builds on a blockchain called XRBL. And we also support and empower developers to build on the blockchain as well. So our challenge statement is, from a mainly centralized social and financial interactions of today, Imagine what a decentralized future looks like using a blockchain like XRPL. And decentralized meaning that your data lives on a public blockchain, so no one particular company owns it. You have full control over it. So the price for this is $10,000 US worth of XRP, and that's just, it's very open how it's going to be distributed. If 3 teams did a good job, then 3 teams will get it. If one team did an amazing job, we just blew up the competition, they get all $10,000. But if you don't win, there's also other options. We have programs like bounties and grants. So you can take your project further. Bounties go up to $25,000, grants go up to $250,000. So you can further your project by applying to one of these programs. And for the guiding questions, just to give you guys some ideas. Okay, how would access to communities that you're part of look like today if they were centralized on platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn? So imagine it being gated by an NFT on XRPL. How would your proof of education and work records look if they weren't stored at an institution or a government database, but verified through NFTs? How does the future of commerce look? So instead of loyalty points, imagine swapping those out for individual NFT tokens that segment communities. And you're seeing this today with like Nike, Starbucks, they're all trying NFTs. And like authenticating luxury good items. How do you know if this bag is really Gucci bag? How do you know if this watch is a real Breitling? Through like an NFT authentication. For this hackathon, we asked that you guys also build a splash page so that we can socialize all of your projects after. Questions?
What's the slash?
Splash page, sorry. So just like a basic website, outline what the product's about, main technology you're using, how it benefits.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so briefly, I know you guys didn't hear the prizes for the other 2. So I'm going to have January come back up and then Microsoft come back up just to announce the prizes for your child safety.
Awesome. So of course, guys, we do have prizes for you all. First place with the best solution in the Justice Tech space will receive $1,000, and then the second place award will be $500. And then of course, anybody that creates a solution will get 2 weeks free on our accelerator program. Thanks.
Sorry to say, we do not have a prize.
Alright, so now we're going to invite Major League Hacking. If you don't know who Major League Hacking is, they're the big guys in the hackathon space. They help a lot of schools put on hackathons, and they help us a lot as well. So we're going to invite governance for Revelations to talk about what they do.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. I'm going to fly through this slideshow mainly because I know we've been sitting for a while. We want to start with hacking. I will share the content of this slide via the Discord, and you will send an email as well. So, yeah. First, hello. My name is Governance. I am a coach at Major League Hacking, and by daytime I work at the software engineer in New York. I use Sheeter programs, and yes, that fun math is true. I am allergic to grass. Benadryl has been my best friend. So everything you need to know this weekend will be on this link, hack.analytics.io. Once again, I'll post a full slide deck in the Discord if you ever want to refer to something later. And also, there's links to the Discord. So what is Major League Hacking? Major League Hacking is a global hacker community. We support hackers just like yourself. We support over 500,000 hackers just like you, and we are at over 300 different member events throughout the United States and also in the EU. Speaking of member events, by you being here, you are going to win community points for your school, and each year the school that has the most community points wins a trophy on behalf of MLH, so continue to show up to hackathons. And also with Global Hack Weeks, that is a week-long hackathon that's virtual, so if you ever want to do a hackathon but you don't want to travel somewhere, we have options for that. Go to ghw.mlh.io. I believe our next Global Hack Week is going to be focused around APIs. I think in the past we've done one for social good, one for AI, and so we have different themed Global Hack Weeks. So what are we doing this weekend? We are here to support you at the event in any way possible. Consider us to be considered an extension of the organizer team. If there's any questions at all that you need to, or anything you want to debug, as I mentioned, talk to me day by day, so more than happy to help out where need be. And so we'll also be hosting 2 different events throughout this event. One of them is going to be a sneak cybersecurity challenge. And so if you're ever interested in what cybersecurity is, how to break into that field, we will host that. And once somebody participates, you will not only get a t-shirt, but you also have the chance to win a limited edition Lego set. So that will be at 5 p.m. in room 206. And later on this evening, if you want to take a break, we'll be doing a cup stacking mini event, just a fun way to break the ice and just get to know each other and also to take a break from your hacking. That will be in the atrium. And I mentioned by participating in those 2 events, maybe later on, we will be handing out the 2023 season Max.Ts while supplies last. Now we have all the resources you need and some amazing prizes you can win. So in addition to all the other categories and prizes you've heard, MLH has 5 offering prizes for you to participate in addition to some extra trends. First things first is GitHub. If you haven't heard of GitHub yet, you will use it not only in college, but throughout your entire career. The most creative use of GitHub will, when you leave the slide bundle, you also get a puzzle set. Next, Twilio. Twilio is a company that creates APIs that allows you to integrate communication and chats into your technologies. Using this hacking code, weekend code, which once again, I'll post the slides, you will get a $50 credit for free, which will allow you to use Twilio, and the best use of that will get a Game Boy console and a Twilio set. Next, domain.com. I was kind of handing this out to people. If you're going to be building a website, this is the category for you. You will get a free .tech domain name for your website, and whoever comes up with the best domain name, they will win a backpack. If you're in the weekend code to redeem that free domain.tech name. Next is MATLAB. If you haven't taken linear algebra yet, we're going to get very familiar with MATLAB. It is also a language and an environment, particularly for matrix manipulation, which is why it's used in linear algebra. Best use of MATLAB, you will win a wireless yo-yo speaker. It's a really small speaker. It's super cool. So highly recommend this category. And then finally, we have the best sustainability hack. So this is mainly, it's sponsored by Vonde, sorry, excuse me. But there is a technology associated with it. It's just if you create a sustainable hack, you can opt into this category. So need to see any of those, make sure you go to DevPost, it'll list out the categories and how to submit. And we highly encourage everyone to demo, because with demoing, you will get a free iDemo sticker, and I believe it's catered specifically to Morgan State. And alongside that, you may have noticed our booth over in the sponsor area. Please come over and talk to us with any questions. We also have opportunities for careers and jobs and internships. We also have a summer fellowship program that's going to be starting soon. It's open to anyone as long as you're over the age of 18. So even freshmen looking at you, if you want to start developing your resume, this is a fantastic way to do so. Once again, post the slides, and if you have more information, feel free to come up to me. So a lot of good stuff here. But on a more serious note, I want to talk a little bit about the code of conduct. By attending this hackathon, you are adhering to all the code of conduct that is listed on this page. Highly recommend that you take a look. And if there are any incidents or anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me. On behalf of MLH, my goal is to make this as safe and as fun and enjoyable as an experience for everyone here. Once again, thank you to all of our partners, all of our sponsors that helped us give all these amazing prizes. And thank you once again to Morgan State University for allowing MLH to be here. And yeah, happy